International Harvester 3788. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the early 1980s, American agriculture has gone through many ups and downs. It was an era when technological innovation in the tractor industry was not only desirable, but a necessity for survival and development. It was during this period that International Harvester introduced the 3788, a 4WD tractor with a unique 2+2 structure, with the aim of providing the perfect combination of power and flexibility. Launched in 1980 to 1981, this machine was the highest-powered version of the 2+2 series, expected to be the answer to the growing demand from large-scale farms in the United States. With a price tag of around $57,000 at the time, it was a big investment, but many farmers accepted it because they trusted the reputation of Harvester. Only 2,496 were produced over a 2-year period, a relatively modest number. But that makes the 3788 a tractor that is cherished and remembered by those who owned or operated it. Powered by an International Harvester DT466B, a 6-cylinder diesel engine with a displacement of 466 cubic inches, equivalent to about 7.6 liters. This turbocharged, water-cooled engine provided about 170 PTO horsepower, enough to pull any heavy equipment a farm of the time needed. The DT466 was also known for its good load capacity and long life, the reason why there are still 3,788s operating well in the fields of the Midwest today. The transmission system has 12 forward and 4 reverse gears, divided into 2 speed ranges, a design that allows the operator to choose the appropriate mode depending on the working conditions and load. No fancy, no complicated electronics, just pure mechanics, the real work of American tractors of that era. The 3788 had a closed-center hydraulic system with a pressure of 2,500 psi and a flow of 12 gallons per minute, quite impressive for the early 1980s. The lift capacity at the 24-inch rear point reached 7,150 pounds, enough to lift a milling rig, a tractor, or large planting equipment with ease. The 3788's cabin was not fancy, but was considered comfortable and quiet compared to its contemporaries. Suspended seats, heating and air conditioning were premium options, and many owners were willing to invest in them just to have a more pleasant working experience during the hot summer days or cold winters in the northern states. With an overall length of nearly 17 feet and an operating weight of 18,620 pounds in its heaviest configuration, the 3788 was a true workhorse. Flexible enough for a 2+2, yet powerful enough to work all day long without stopping. For those who have driven or seen a 3788 working in the fields, the distinctive long-arm shape of the 2+2 is memorable. It may seem unusual, but that's what made it different. The International Harvester 3788 was not the most popular model, but for many farmers, it was an indispensable part of their memories of a time when everything was done by man, machine, and determination. Today, many 3788s are still in service, enduring symbols of American engineering. It reminds us that some machines are not just built to be sold, they are built to last a lifetime. With its power, practicality, and legacy, the International Harvester 3788 is rightly considered one of the most reliable American tractors of the 1980s, a piece of agricultural history that lives on in the American soil. John Deere 4650. Launched in 1982, the 4650 is part of the 50 Series tractor line, a product line that marked a turning point in technology, power, and durability. This model quickly won the trust of farmers thanks to its outstanding performance and genuine American mechanical quality. Manufactured at the Waterloo, Iowa plant, the 4650 had a starting price of $54,763 for the 2WD version, and up to $76,006 for the 4WD version in 1983. A big investment, but in return, it brought peace of mind for decades of use. The exact production numbers are not widely known, but the 4650 became one of the most popular models in the mid-range tractor class of the 1980s. The John Deere 4650 is equipped with a 466 cubic inches, water-cooled, 6-cylinder turbo diesel engine. With a PTO output of more than 187 horsepower, this is one of the most powerful tractors in its class. The engine is designed to operate durably, is not picky about fuel, and can work all day long without stopping. For those who have driven the 4650, the sound of the engine still resonates in the memory. Equipped with a 15-speed powershift transmission, 4-reverse, or an optional 16-speed quad-range semi-automatic transmission. This system allows smooth gear changes without stopping, ideal for working with large plowing and pulling equipment. This feature is especially useful for farmers who are used to older machines that require stopping to change gears, a big step up in comfort and performance. With a pump flow rate of 29.5 gallons per minute and an operating pressure of up to 2,277 psi, the 4650's hydraulic system can handle large equipment with ease. The rear 24-inch lift capacity is up to 8,475 pounds, making it suitable for all types of equipment, from spreaders, trailers, to modern planting equipment. The John Deere 4650 has a SoundGuard body cab design, a big step up in the operating experience. The cab is well insulated, has a wide view, and the air conditioning and heating work smoothly. The driver's seat is comfortable, and the controls are arranged reasonably, helping the operator work all day long while still maintaining comfort. The 4650 has a wheelbase of 118.5 inches. And weighs between 16,685 and 18,585 pounds depending on configuration. It's a tractor that's just the right size for maneuverability but still stable enough to handle heavy loads. It's been more than 40 years since the first 4650 rolled off the assembly line, but many are still working in fields from Iowa to Kansas. That speaks not only to the quality of the build, but also to the enduring philosophy of an era: build something to last. With its power, durability, comfort, and proud history, the John Deere 4650 is rightly called one of the most reliable American tractors of the 1980s, and a source of pride for those who have driven it season after season. Ford TW25. Launched in 1983, the tractor was Detroit's answer to the challenge of the farmer. The TW25 was an upgraded version of the TW20, designed to deliver more horsepower and better performance in tough conditions. It was manufactured in Antwerp, Belgium, but was specifically designed for the North American market, especially large farms in the United States. Within 6 years of production, 1983 to 1989, the TW25 became the mainstay of thousands of farms, large and small, across the country. It was priced at around $65,000 to $70,000, a serious investment, but well worth it considering the quality and reliability it provided. The TW25 was powered by a Ford turbocharged 6-cylinder, 401 cubic inch diesel engine, up to 156 horsepower, with 424 lb-ft of torque at 1,600 rpm. The machine is strong, durable, and not afraid of any auxiliary equipment, from deep plows to heavy trailers. Ford equips the TW25 with a dual power transmission, with 16 forward gears and 4 reverse gears. The outstanding feature of dual power is the ability to change the transmission ratio on the move, helping the driver easily adapt to changing terrain or loads. An optional 24-speed transmission with creeper mode is also provided, ideal for jobs that require precise and slow movements. The TW25 has a closed-center hydraulic system with a standard pump flow of 15.3 gallons per minute, or up to 23.8 GPM in the Series 2 version. Operating pressure reached 2,500 psi, allowing for smooth operation of large equipment such as plows, mills, and fertilizer trucks. The rear 24-inch lift capacity was up to 7,150 pounds, which could be increased to 9,450 pounds with the addition of an auxiliary cylinder, enough to handle most modern implements of the time. The TW25 cab was designed with operator comfort in mind. It was spacious, well-insulated, and had air conditioning and heating, something not found on all tractors at the time. Many farmers said, "For the first time, I felt comfortable driving a tractor all day." The TW25 had a wheelbase of about 110 inches and an operating weight of 12,000 to 15,500 pounds, depending on the 2WD or 4WD configuration. With standard April 18, 38 rear tires, this machine maintains good balance even on slippery terrain or loose soil. The Ford TW25 is not simply a tractor, it is a memory, a representation of the time when machines were built to serve, to live with farmers for many years, many generations. Many people still keep the TW25 in their barns, even though they have moved on to more modern machines. Because for them, this is the machine that has accompanied them through dry seasons, bumper crops, and sometimes, even the most difficult years of American agriculture. Among American tractors of the 80s, the Ford TW25 stands out as one of the most reliable names, not only because of its technical specifications, but because of something that no modern machine can replace: attachment, trust, and genuine American spirit. Allis-Chalmers 8070. When talking about the early 1980s, one cannot help but mention a challenging period for American agriculture. But it was also during those years that tractors like the Allis-Chalmers 8070 stood out as symbols of resilience and innovation. Introduced in 1982, the 8070 was the most powerful model in the Allis-Chalmers 8000 series. With some 2,354 units produced through 1985, it was not a mass-market model, but a machine for those who truly understood the value of power and durability. Starting at around $60,000, it was a big investment for any farm. But many did not regret it. What they got in return was a tractor that was not only powerful but also ready to accompany them through many long growing seasons. Powered by an Allis-Chalmers 670i inline 6-cylinder diesel engine with a displacement of 426 cubic inches, the PTO is rated at 170 horsepower, a respectable figure for anyone who has ever worked in a large field. This is a no-nonsense, no-frills engine. It starts when you need it and works until the sun goes down. Using a power-directed transmission, it offers 20 forward gears and 4 reverse gears. Farmers of the day appreciated the versatility this system offered, light enough for detailed work, but strong enough to pull heavy loads in difficult conditions. Some versions also had 4-wheel drive, for increased traction and performance on difficult terrain. The closed central hydraulic system with load sensing provides stable working pressure, pumping 22 gallons per minute, enough to control large equipment. The ability to lift up to 8,200 pounds at the rear 24 inches made the 8070 ideal for all types of work, from harrowing to plowing to lifting heavy equipment. The Acoustic Cab 2 was a big step forward. It offered a quieter, more comfortable ride with standard air conditioning and heating. Some even added a cassette player, making their days in the field less lonely. For many, it was the first time they had experienced the joy of driving a tractor. The 8070 was 187 inches long, 116 inches high to the cab roof, and weighed about 16,850 pounds. It was a solid piece of steel, built to withstand thousands of hours of work without stopping. Today, more than 40 years later, Allis-Chalmers 8070s are still plowing through America's fields. That's not just a testament to the quality of the machine, it's a testament to a philosophy, to build something that lasts, that serves, and that people can truly trust. For many farmers, the 8070 is more than just a tool. It's a friend, a memory, a bridge between generations. It evokes long harvest days, the warm sound of the engine in the early morning, and the pride of plowing every inch of land with your own hands and brain. The Allis-Chalmers 8070 is not only one of the most reliable tractors of the 1980s, it's also a symbol of a time when America still believed in labor, in quality, and in itself. Case 2594. Born in 1984, part of the 94 series, the Case 2594 was developed as a testament to J.I. Case. America could still make the best tractors in the world. It was the second largest 2WD model and one of the most powerful of its time. With a starting price of around $66,000 in the late 1980s, the Case 2594 was not cheap. But what made it worth it was its durability. During its production run from 1984 to 1988, thousands of 2,594s rolled off the line, serving on fields large and small across the United States. The 2594 was powered by a 504 cubic inch, 6-cylinder, liquid-cooled Case 504 diesel engine. With up to 217 engine horsepower and 180 PTO horsepower, this tractor is capable of pulling large equipment and running all day long. It's the kind of power you can feel right from the sound of the engine. Case equipped the 2594 with a power shift transmission, a cutting-edge technology for the time, allowing smooth shifting between 12 forward gears and 3 reverse gears without disengaging the clutch. That not only saved time but also reduced operator fatigue, especially during long hours of work in the open field. With a closed-center hydraulic system, 27 gallons per minute, 2,250 psi working pressure, and a lifting capacity of 7,750 pounds at the 24-inch rear point, the 2594 could handle any large attachment with ease. It was the difference between a tractor that does the job and a tractor that does everything. The 2594's Silent Guardian cab offered a quieter working experience than most of its contemporaries. It was equipped with air conditioning, heating, a suspension seat, and even a radio, all to better serve the driver. When you got behind the wheel of the 2594, you weren't just driving a machine, you were controlling a real workspace. With a 118-inch wheelbase, a rated weight of 16,220 pounds, and standard 20.8 by 38 rear tires, the Case 2594 had a high degree of stability that made it a good performer in a variety of off-road conditions. It's been more than 4 decades since the first Case 2594 rolled off the assembly line, but there are still many of them working quietly and durably on farms across America. Not because they're irreplaceable, but because people don't want to replace something that's proven its worth over the years. The Case 2594 is part of the American tractor heritage, where quality, durability, and service to the farmer are paramount. It is more than just steel and an engine. It is the memory of countless seasons, the seat your father, or you, sat in all day long. With its strength, reliability, and American design, the Case 2594 is rightly called one of the most reliable American tractors of the 1980s, and a symbol of the tireless work ethic of the American farmer. Tractors from the 80s are more than just tools, they're memories, the roar of the engine at dawn, your dad's hands on the wheel. If you lived with one, share your story below. Like, subscribe, and join me in preserving America's agricultural heritage. There are more legends to come. See you in the next video.